Welcome to Gamersledge Podcast, the weekly podcast about video games with news, reviews, analysis, and opinion. Keeping you up to date on how to wisely spend your money for video games, movies, RPGs, comics, books, and more for over 16 years. Find us online at gamersledge.com. And now, your hosts.
Hello and welcome to Gamersledge Podcast. Come on in, sit down, relax, have yourself a nice glass of limeade. I am Mark, one of your hosts, and joining me this week in the top right square, it's Matt.
Howdy.
And of course, in the bottom left square, the great white north that isn't great, so great white, it's actually pretty dark. It's Kate.
Hello.
Are you tapping out Dead or Alive Extreme Volleyball 3?
No, I'm playing Neo.
So, welcome to Gamersledge Podcast. It's a conversation amongst friends, a look at the video game industry, and a look at what it means to be a hardcore gamer. Turo is running late. He'll be here any minute now. I believe that wholeheartedly. Let's talk about what we've been playing over the last week, as we are wont to do at the top of the show. Kate, let's start with you.
Well, I'm playing the Neo demo right now.
And we should be clear, this is not like PlayStation Neo. This is
NIOH.
NIOH.
Got it.
The Onimusha Gaiden Souls game.
And what do you think so far? Because I have the demo, I have not started it yet.
It's Onimusha Gaiden Souls. If you're used to Dark Souls controls, you're probably going to be screwed up when you first play it. Because it's not Dark Souls controls, even though it is like a Dark Souls game. So, I don't know, since I haven't played a Dark Souls game, I don't have that confusion of, like, being used to Dark Souls controls. Because I know quite a few people who've played it, it's like, oh, well, it doesn't control like Dark Souls, you know, I can't do anything with it. I'm having a lot of fun with it, though. It's really hard. Like, a lot of people who are Dark Souls players say it's harder than Dark Souls. The first time I played, I thought it was like, well, this isn't so hard, but it must have been beginner's luck because then I kept dying pretty regularly. But it's really pretty. It's fun, and I've been playing a little bit of Final Fantasy Record Keeper. Still not playing every day, but I have gotten to the elite dungeons of the Bosch event. And I've been playing Dead or Alive Extreme 3, and that's about it.
Nice. Matt, how about you?
Pretty simple. Tap Titans, Ratchet and Clank. Platinum that over the weekend. And haven't really played anything this week yet. It's been mostly TV catch-up because we've had a lot of catching up to do. So caught up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Arrow and almost Flash. Couple others caught up on. Trying to catch up on the last season of Haven too, because we never finished that. So, other than that, that's it. Hoping to get out to see the Ratchet and Clank movie this weekend, but not sure that's gonna fall into the works or not. So
I am deep into Dark Souls. I'm somewhere around 30 hours now. Looks like delicious. I absolutely love it. I'm again going to reiterate. I think I made this complaint last week. This is the first game that I am actually actively getting lost in. Not like engagement, but like physically lost. Like I can't figure out where to go next when I finish an area. I know it requires backtracking, duh. That's all of them. But in most of them, there seems to be like a kind of, it moves you in the right direction. This does not, and it's really obtuse. In fact, I spent an entire like 6 hours in a extracurricular dungeon because I didn't realize it wasn't the right place to go.
R2's impressed.
Apparently, or surprised, one of the two.
Or something.
So I've been playing Dark Souls. I've been playing Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy Record Keeper. This is Balthier's second Crystal event, so of course I am playing through that. I almost beat the have you done the ultimate fights now, or the nightmare
No.
fights?
I just get the crystals.
Yeah, so the nightmare fights are interesting. I can't seem to beat like the fourth one on both of them so far. So I'll keep hammering. Eventually, I'll get there. But that is keeping me engaged. There's just enough events I care about. I've burned through all my mithril now. Sadly, they came out with another limit break for Sephiroth, so I was trying to go after that and burned all of my stuff and did not get it. And I got a bunch of stuff I didn't want instead, but that's all right. I did manage to pick up Fran's special bow, so I've got that one and working on mastering that one at the moment. And I really wanted Balthier's gun, but c'est la vie. So I'm trying to think. I think that's about it for video games for me for this week. I haven't really played a whole lot else. I've got a bunch on my plate queued up because there was a sale over the weekend. I picked up Sleeping Dogs Ultimate Edition because I love that game to begin with. I just never went very far with it, so that was pretty cool. Picked that up, and then we picked up the Galaga Pac-Man Dig Dug arcade collection for $7.99. That was on sale this week, so yeah. I picked that up as well.
Yeah, I didn't mention that I grabbed the order. It was $8. I'm like, okay, that's worth $8 at least.
That's about what it's worth too.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I've been waiting for it to be for like 5 or 6 or something.
Yeah,
8 was close enough.
So yeah, we have a literal ton. 2,000 pounds of news since last week.
Arturo Rojas.
You seen Arturo? I do not see an Arturo.
Joined. It says just joined. So.
Well, he should hurry up and call in so that I can. He's probably forgot to use. Oh, there he is. Yeah.
Got to push the button. Push the button.
Push the button. Scary. And a wild Turo appears in the bottom corner, Brady Corner Square. A wild Turo appears.
How do I blab?
You are blabbing right now. Tell us what you've been playing this week.
A whole lot of Gears of War 4 beta. Since I bought the redid version of the first one, I got an early access to it. So that's all I've been doing. And it's so much fun. It brings back a lot of memories of playing Gears Online, Gears 2 Online, especially Gears 3 Online. Just because of the certain weapons that they have in there. Judgment, I didn't play online because
I don't think anybody did.
I don't think. I mean, yeah, I know Bard is like an awesome character and everyone wants to know his side story, but I just heard so many bad things about it. And since I got the remake of GAL 1, you got 2, 3, and Judgment for free transferred over to your 1. So I'm like, I guess I can play it for free now. I'll play a bad game for free. Yes, please. I mean, especially if I want some backstory on this guy, because he's a really, really funny character. So that, and then Spelunky when I get super, super mad at losing on GAL 4 because I'm still not that great. There's a moment in every Gears game where I'm like terrible, and then all of a sudden it goes expert.
Yeah, it's called Dark Souls. Yet.
No. This is multiplayer.
Dark Souls.
The regular. Yeah, but that's terrible all over. I'm talking about the actual game in GAO is fun and awesome.
Dark Souls
the multiplayer.
As well.
Also, getting circumcised when you're 20 is not a good idea either. But both are the same. Anyway, Gears of War, like the game is awesome, and then multiplayer is the crap, and then expert, and then like I said, Spelunky whenever in between Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, like crazy on the phone and iPad, and I'm learning to play guitar, so that's pretty fun. That's been taking up my time as well.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm keeping it short. Boom. So, that's it. Oh, and Quantum Break, and in between Quantum Break.
And have you finished it yet?
No. I'm an explorer. You know how I am. I'm every nook and cranny kind of guy. So it's gonna be a while before I beat that game. Unless if I find as much as I can in the first playthrough and then the second playthrough, yeah, I'll probably rush through it just to beat it on. No, I guess not. I'll probably play it just for fun of it. It is just a fun game. I'm gonna do the same thing with Alan Wake. It's just a great game. And I didn't know that if you have Alan Wake, the game, the add-ons, that I didn't buy both add-ons, but they popped up whenever I put in my 360 disc. So I got both add-ons. I don't know if that's like a deal or something, but cool. The writer and the signal, boom, I'll take them. I played one of them and I didn't play the other. So I'm really, really excited to replay the first one and then finally beat the signal and the writer, or the writer and then the signal. Whatever. You know what I mean.
Awesome.
Everybody gets 100 props.
Speaking of props, the Xbox One is getting some props this summer when
What?
VLC Media Player is launching on Xbox One. And
Really?
I thought this was really cool, and I was jealous for half a quick minute. And then I
But-
remembered that Plex is out on both systems.
I've never even heard of that.
So if you've not checked out Plex, it's a awesome free, that's the part I don't understand, free streaming service from your hard drive. So
Wow.
I have actually got mine set up in subdirectories for movies, TV, music, etc., and I can just browse through all of them on my PS4. In fact, you can even do it remote, which is pretty impressive. I
Oop,
can't
lost
because
track.
yeah,
Sorry,
I
Kate
can't.
Gets more than 100.
All right then. I can't. Go ahead. Do we think in this version of the consoles that it even matters whether or not there's media players?
No.
I mean, it's kind of convenient that any movie or show I borrow from the internet, I don't have to hook up my computer to the TV. I can just, put it in my
The views
cloud
expressed
storage
by
on
Turo
Microsoft.
on Gamersledge podcast do not necessarily represent those of Gamersledge.
Man, I haven't heard that in a while.
Yes.
But now I can just dump it into my Microsoft Cloud and then just go bloop, couple of bloops, and there it is. I can watch the
And when-
whole season of Doctor Who
And
season
when
9
Turo disappears
with sound.
boop, because the Microsoft Big Brother police have come and gotten him, we'll know exactly what happened.
No, but I'm gonna be like, but I love you, and then they're gonna be like,
You're the only person who actually plays an Xbox.
yay! No, I got other friends. They're all mad at me for not playing Division with them on it,
Kate, you said
which
no.
I'm not going to.
Kate, you said
Nah,
no.
yeah, like, it's just something that I personally don't use at all.
Hmm.
So, I mean, that's just my opinion. Other people might think so, but for me personally, it does not matter at all.
Matt, what about you?
Well, that corner of the comment section right there thinks it's the most important feature that any system could ever possibly have. That corner of the comment section thinks that it's the most worst.
Yeah,
Oh! I thought I'm like Kate
they're
thinks
pretending.
that it's.
No,
She just said
not
it
real.
wasn't the. I'm with you. I got
Kate's
it.
on that side of me anyway. No, that was
No,
virtual. comment
I
section.
have.
You're
the-
right here, Matt.
Yes,
This
I
is you,
have the
Matt.
master. I have the master view. You are to the right of me.
That's Mark,
And no,
Kate,
no,
you.
I have the master one that gets broadcasted. It's Matt, Kate, Turo.
Turo's right here.
Wait, I'm diagonal to you.
You're diagonal to me.
So, am I pointing at you?
No, you're pointing at nothing.
Oh, so if I try to eat the hands, it's right here.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
and this
yeah.
is the sound thingy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or nothing.
So
It's a
so,
sound. So anyways,
it's-
Matt, yes, you were
yeah, it's
I'm punching Turo right now.
there's a very small
Ow.
percentage of people that think it's
You're not punching anything. Turo's on the other side of you. Sorry.
I'm so on another level of
There you
eating
go.
sound.
Now you're punching Turo. Okay. Please proceed, Matt.
I find it handy when I need it, but it's not something I use a lot. But I did use it a lot on the PlayStation 3, so I don't know. I do think it's one of those things that's just kind of expected to be there because even most major brand of toasters these days will play an MP3 or something. So it's one of those things. If you have it, people will probably ignore it, but if it's missing, it'll be noticed that it's missing.
Until I installed Plex, I did not realize how much I missed it. Once I had the functionality back, I was like, oh, I actually really enjoy being able to do this all from one place. But
Yeah, I think it's a good Plex or natively, but
yeah. Players have modded Goku into Smash Brothers Wii U.
I'm surprised they just now did it.
I don't think we need to discuss it. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you could mod anything on the Wii.
So this is again not quite gaming news, but it's near and dear to my heart. Apparently, there will be a crossover film including G.I. Joe, Micronauts, Visionaries, Mask, and ROM. Hasbro and Paramount are producing it, throwing some decent writers at it. It's either going to be the greatest thing ever or the most garbled mess that. But I'm just happy Mask is coming back. That's all I got to say.
You're going to be so upset when they bastardize it so much.
I'm sure they will. They'll probably have, the son was in a T-Bob accident and is mentally challenged now, leading the tracker forces. That'd be my guess. That's what they'll do. Turo.
Yes.
An estimate by, I believe it was EA. It was either EA or Activision. I'm looking. Chief of executive esports firm Gfinity cites that Xbox One sales are at 18 million.
Okay.
The PlayStation 4 is at 37 million.
So double.
Yes.
Wait. Almost double.
Yeah, more than double.
Wait, math. Sorry, I've been drinking. And I took off my glasses so I can't see now. So Braino, we're good. 18, 36. Oh yeah, a little, yeah, more than double.
So my question for you, since you are the largest Xbox fan on the panel,
yeah,
does Microsoft just keep chugging along? Do they do something different? What do you see them doing in terms of their strategy moving forward?
We're coming up with the 1.5 year mark, right?
No.
2.5.
2.5.
2.5?
Yeah.
Okay, we're at the 2.5 mark. Where was the previous competition at 2.5? Like the PS3 and 360.
Oh, Xbox 360 was way in front. Front.
And look what happened in the end with PS3. They caught up. And then look at the fan base is still there. Even though, yes, at the first, it was much cheaper to get a 360 than it was for a PS4 because, oh my gosh, what was Sony thinking? $499.
$599.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Excuse me.
I bought two of them. I know.
Anyway, so the 360 was it double or past double?
Yes.
To the 2.5 mark.
Oh yeah.
And look at Sony. They're awesome right now.
Well,
I think this is a power struggle. It just goes from one side to the other. And when Nintendo jumped in with the Wii, it was like, I think it was a special moment at the beginning of the recession. I think I could call it that. That everyone was like, we can't get that kid. I'm sorry, but here's a Wii. And they were like, yay, Mario. And that's why it was like, with sales. Because it was the cheapest out of the three. Wait, yeah.
It was, but it was also the hardest to find at that point.
So maybe, supply and demand. Maybe that caused it too.
There was a lot of hype machine with the Wii, so
yeah, it was.
That was a,
and it was different. It was you move it, and it what? That's the future. So no, of course Xbox should be. No, it wasn't. But that at the
Right,
time
I know.
was like it's the future. No, I will, of course keep chugging along. It's gonna be a power struggle. It's gonna go both sides. Boom, bada boom, bada boom, bada boom.
Well,
Do you
I think
think-
the
Or go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, I think the thing is though, I mean, on the back half of the PS3's life, Sony was seriously mixing it up. They were fighting hard. They were scrapping. They were struggling. The games were getting better. The support was getting better. They got the whole, the instant game collection thing was bringing in games that were crazy good. So I mean, Sony really remixed how they were doing the PlayStation 3 in the second half of the life cycle of the machine. So I guess that's the thing, if they had not changed anything and not gotten hungry and decided they wanted to win, would it have turned around or not? So I guess that's where it's like, does Microsoft have to take a similar approach?
Well, it's not like they're hungry. It's that they got rid of the whole "we are the one console that you need" in the thing. They got rid of the TV stuff. They're like, okay, we're gonna go back to games. Sorry about that, and we're gonna just concentrate on that right now. Forget everything else that we were doing, and then the backwards compatible stuff. They just keep adding more in games. And again, I didn't buy the add-ons for Alan Wake. I don't know why I have them. So are they just throwing that in anytime I put in a backwards compatible disc? They're just going to be like, here's the add-ons that you could have paid for, but you didn't, but we're just going to give it to you for free.
I believe that is per developer.
Oh, okay. Well, that was really nice of them to throw in the add-ons because I really thought I was going to have to go on my 360, buy the add-ons, and then continue like the sequel-ish versions of that game. It's just really neat that it's there, and that's more motivation to play that game.
I guess my question with this, or where I'm trying to steer the conversation, is more along the lines of Phil Spencer was in charge of the 360 at the height of its popularity, and now they have obviously done a lesser job in the follow-up console. Do you think that Microsoft keeps that executive team running the show, even though they're not doing as good a job, and attempt to fix the boat? Or do you think that they scrap the crew, retrofit the boat, and go from there?
What's Phil Spencer doing right now?
The same thing that he's been doing for the last 2.5 years.
Oh, well, he's...
Well,
That I don't know.
Go ahead, Kate.
Yeah.
I think that they're just gonna have to wait and see, because I'm thinking with the PlayStation Neo, Sony is going to shoot itself in the foot, and I think a lot of it's going to boost sales for Microsoft.
I do have a question there as well.
Go ahead,
if they-
Tara.
Well, I just want to know you guys' opinion. Why are they doing that?
Because it's Sony, and I've been waiting for them to shoot themselves in the foot.
No.
I mean, you had more to say, Kate. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that Microsoft will just have to keep doing what they're doing. They're not doing great right now, but it might be like the reverse of what we saw with the 360 PS3, where the Neo is going to split up the Sony fan base and, I mean, piss off a lot of people who don't have the money to upgrade in a poor economy, and it's just going to foster a lot of bad blood, the way that Xbox's failures at the beginning of the launch did for it. And it's started to finally dig its way out of all those crappy decisions, like at launch, when it was just like a running joke of how many shitty things Xbox could do. We might start to see that with the PS.
Especially with the day one update. There's an update to cover their tracks.
You know, on the one hand, I keep being surprised that we keep coming back to NeoGate, but at the other hand, I keep going hot and cold over it.
It has a gate.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh my
kind of.
gosh.
I don't.
Stage has a
Yeah,
gate.
everything's a gate anymore.
I didn't even know it was that big to have a gate. Wow.
I don't think it matters. I don't think you're going to see the split. I've been going back and forth on this, and even my own stance, for myself personally, has flip-flopped on this. It's such an incremental upgrade. Nothing will cease working. I don't think it's going to matter. because
The idea of it pisses me off, though.
I get that, and I get why people would feel, especially like, if you've got multiple PS4s because you invested that heavily into it, I can get why you'd be upset. But then when you look at it, it's not doing anything that you can't already do. It's doing absolutely zero new, except making everything be locked at 1080p, and that's it. And if you've not been playing in 1080p on your machine already, then it's not going to matter to you. So I just don't understand the reason for doing it, period. If it was some kind of upgrade that made a difference, then I guess I could understand. But I don't see how this changes anything.
What's
Sells
the
4K TVs.
Yeah, but what's the percentage of 4K owners? Like, who actually owns a 4K TV?
But this is the point. It doesn't matter. The PlayStation 4 now will up-res to 4K.
Well, I mean, what? Then why are they doing this?
That's exactly it. The only difference with this new machine is that it has a bigger pipe for the GPU so that it can push graphics faster. And in Neo mode, I'm not talking about you, Matt. In Neo mode, it will allow them to lock a frame rate at 1080, 60 frames a second.
I am always going to be calling myself Neo mode whenever I'm just reading comics for longer than 5 hours. I'm just going to be like, stop, I'm in Neo mode. Shut up.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't get it.
It just seems like a waste of resources.
It does. Why even create the SKU? If maybe this is their way to call it the Slim. It's with slightly better stuff, but they have mandated all this parity down to the point that we know it's not coming with a UHD Blu-ray drive, because that would nullify their mandate for having everything be parity and be the same. So I don't get it. I don't understand why they've been doing it. But while we're on this, we did talk about Neo. We know PlayStation VR was Morpheus. A thought happened amongst the gaming community this week. Could a revamp of the PSP, or I'm sorry, of the PS Vita, be the Trinity in this scenario? Did you hear that, Turo?
Sorry, dog. Say that again.
With the Morpheus being PlayStation VR, the Neo being this revamped version of the PlayStation 4, could Trinity in this equation be a revamped version of the Vita?
Oh, wow.
Or is it just a picture of Carrie-Anne Moss somewhere? Matt,
I like that one.
What do you think?
It'd be nice to think that, but I don't see anything that they've been doing that even indicates that they care
about the Vita.
We'll get to this probably later in news, but I mean, at least one of the Vita games is a PSP game this month for next month for the collection.
But
so
that,
it's like
that handheld market is DS heavy.
Yeah, I think they are going to divest them, or divest. I think that's the wrong word.
No.
I think they're going to get out of the handheld market.
No, divest is the right word.
Divest, that's the right word. Yeah, sorry, it's a long day. If there is there any rumors of a Trinity, or is that just people extrapolating Neo Morpheus?
That's people extrapolating. There's not actually been any.
Oh, thank goodness.
I'm pretty sure that they're abandoning all hope and dream that they ever had for the handheld market. So
I'm happy with what I got. It was fun.
So on the VR front for this week, Eve Valkyrie has announced that it will support cross-platform play between the PlayStation VR, the Oculus Rift, and the Vive. So that means that VR will have cross-platform support before consoles do. which I think is hilarious. And nobody cares.
Well, they're both on a computer. I mean, the concept of crossplay there seems kind of.
The PlayStation VR is not.
Oh, did I miss that? So the PSVR is included in that.
Correct. So
Oh,
it'll be
okay,
the
I missed that.
PSVR, the Rift, and the Vive. All three
Okay.
platforms will be cross-play compatible. Before Xbox One and PC and PS4 are compatible. So I thought that was an interesting note.
I'm trying so hard to care, but I just...
Yeah, that's my. I mean, the only thing that I really have enjoyed, I haven't done any VR or any AR. I haven't tried it. I haven't put on any glasses or anything. I've seen people with the new Samsung phone, do it, and they're like, "Whoa!" And I was like, "Cool." That reminds me of the the Wii. Whoa! And then after an hour or two, you're like, I'm gonna go play a game. I'm enjoying watching people play VR games and AR games. Then I'm pretty sure I play them myself. I don't know how discomforting it would get, but when I go hard on a game, I'm there for hours. I don't know how that would actually work with wearing a helmet or glasses or goggles or something. So you couldn't be a hardcore kind of VR.
I can talk to that actually, since I've used all of them.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Go.
The Samsung VR is actually pretty lightweight. It's not bad. But those experiences, you won't do hours at a time because there is no game that is like designed for that right now. They are little tiny chunk type of scenarios. The Vive is good for 3 or 4 hours, I would say. The only downside with the Vive is that it's a little front heavy, so your head after a couple hours, your head sags a little bit. That being said, it is the best visual fidelity version. The Oculus Rift is a little worse, a little narrower field of view. The headset's pretty decent, but it has some things that rest on the bridge of your nose, so that can be discomforting after a few hours. But you can do it. There's not one that I've said, oh no, I just won't do this. The PSVR is the most comfortable one to me. That one I can see strapping in and actually doing for 6 to 8 hours based on the feel of the headset. It feels really good. I'm really plus that. To me, that's the best feeling one. So, and I think you'll see the most games probably there first. Because even what's on the Steam store right now for both Oculus and Vive, most of them are experiences or prototypes or works in progress, not full fleshed out games. And I think we'll see that from Sony first. Personally, that's kind of the read that I'm getting from developers as I'm talking to them here.
I wish I was more excited about this because yes, I do believe it's somewhat a step forward to the future of gaming.
I'm in the same boat. I wish I was more excited about it.
That was games. It was a controller and the TV. That was video games. And yeah, I do see the future in it, but I'm not hyped about it. I am not. And I wish I was. I really wish, because it looks really cool and it seems like it would be something, but it just feels gimmicky almost. And I hope it's not. It might be ahead of its time, where there's still so much fun to be had with just a controller in your hand on TV.
And I think the best games that will come out for VR are the ones that will not require you to do a bunch of... There will be certain ones that will work, but...
Could you imagine playing Oblivion or a really time-heavy game with VR? Oh, you would lose people in it, like WoW style.
It's the Wild West still, and I think that's partly what excites me about it, is that there's no one has
Still
carved out
super new.
dominance, no one's carved out standards even, and the interesting thing is like there's actually a movement in the Bay Area here of developers that are actively sharing knowledge between each other. Somebody came up with like one of the coolest things that I have seen for VR is this little device that I have somewhere around here that you can use it on your computer as well, but it doesn't work as well as the VR. It actually measures your hand movement in 3D, depth in and out, and makes them in VR. So it actually creates 3D models of your hands in VR so that you can actually interact with things with your hand. No controller necessary. They've already figured out how to make hands on fire, and now they're sharing that code with another developer who's like, we wish we could make hands on fire in our game to throw fireballs. And so there's like literally it's like one group figures something out, and then that knowledge disseminates to somebody else, and they incorporate it and add to it, and that's what I'm seeing happen in the area here. It's kind of interesting.
Okay. It's still in super teamwork mode with across all platforms.
Right.
They're not like
No. And that's the interesting thing is when you go to any of the events around here that have the Rift or have HTC and Steam there, they are actively telling developers, do not in any circumstance make something just for one machine. Make it so it runs on all three, because they all realize that if there's not ubiquitous like ownership for people, then the software is going to die. Nobody's going to make money for it, or nobody's going to make money off of it. Nobody's going to continue to make more software for it. So they are actually promoting that you make, as a developer, you make your software for as wide a reach as possible, which is the exact opposite of what we normally see with consoles and that type of technology.
Has that happened before? In console wars?
I can't ever think of a time. Matt, can you?
Not cross console. Sometimes there have been teams that have worked on a console that have teamed up like Naughty Dog and Insomniac used to do, but I can't think of one cross platform.
Or when Super Nintendo, kind of. That was before Sony was even a thing, though.
No,
this is cool. That part's cool, though.
It is.
That's
it's
cool
really
that they're all talking and stuff.
And the like I said, it's the Wild West. Nobody's got market dominance on anything. So it's really interesting to watch. And I wonder, Kate, if you're not plussed about it because it's so financially out of reach at this point still.
That's probably one of the big parts for me.
And I don't think that's just you. I think that's most people. That's not normal. I mean, like, Matt's not rushing out to buy a VR unit because it's ridiculously expensive.
I am not. I do not want to invest in that. I'm nowhere near that.
So I think that's where the Eve decision to be truly multi-platform is smart, because you're talking about a sub-market of a sub-market.
Yeah.
So it's.
With me, I've never bought a console at launch, ever. It's like I'm just not one of those like early adopters for tech stuff. Like, I mean, I'll get it eventually when there's some content for it and when it's like lower in price. But right now, like you said, yeah, it's just not fiscally feasible for me when I can barely afford a game.
Sure. Well, the nice part is keep stay tuned to the site, because we actually received our VR rig, and now we are getting ready to get the VR units, so that coverage will be coming shortly.
Can I say something real quick? Wouldn't it be funny if a year from now we all have VR and we're like, this is the greatest thing in the world, and Kate's like, I don't have anything. I sold everything for this, and this is the best thing ever. I haven't eaten in 6 days. And we're like, this is amazing. They have the best games ever. I'm just saying, that'd be really funny.
I don't think that's going to happen in a year.
I
don't think
Putting
that's
that pretty low on the probability index.
But I just thought, man, wouldn't that be funny if we were all talking kind of negative, neutral negative on it right now?
We would be doing the podcast. We would be doing the podcast from VR. in that scenario.
Exactly. Oh, sorry. That's what I meant. Like
yeah,
we're just
see,
like
you're not fully in tune here. Right, yeah. Steam is going to start accepting Bitcoin.
oh god.
I thought Bitcoin had died.
No,
No.
apparently not. But Steam is going to start accepting Bitcoin, which is really weird. I covered a story on Twitter that mainly I only covered it to make Matt laugh. But there was an article on Kotaku about Digimon breeding, and somebody was saying it was so complicated they had to make spreadsheets. And I was like, well, hello, you had me at spreadsheets. But yes.
Wait, Digimon breeding.
Yes.
Digimon breeding.
Like
Digimon?
how so?
It's
Digital
really
monsters?
freaking complicated now because
No,
there are
I
so
know
many
Digimon.
paths.
Digimon
there
are
are
the
so many
champions?
paths.
Well, I know that.
Don't even indulge him. Don't even.
Or do they change into digital monsters
Yes.
to become
Champions.
digital champions? Oh, Oh, okay, champions. Okay,
Champions.
digital world. Okay,
Right.
Got
it. The Walking Dead season 3 details were teased out. They said that Clementine will be returning in some shape or form. Matt is a bad friend because he didn't tell me about Dark Souls comic.
I didn't know about it till I saw it on the rack. I should have grabbed one. I didn't realize it was going to sell out.
It's sold out everywhere. It looks like the second print's going to sell out too, which sucks. Drive Club VR has been announced for PSVR.
Yeah, where'd that come from? Especially since they shut down.
They had actually announced it a while back, and it's not like the servers are down and the team is disbanded. Well, I mean the team's disbanded, but whatever. They're working on other things, but they did say that Sony's development studios in-house were taking stewardship of Drive Club. So I kind of figured that this was going to be the case. I still don't want to play Drive Club.
No, I did go through and clean up my PS4 the other day. That was the game I played for a while, and I hovered over Drive Club for a long time. Do I uninstall it? Do I not uninstall it? It survived the cut this time, but I don't think it'll survive the next cut.
I still want to try Project Cars. I'm waiting for it to go on deep discount sale. Yeah.
Oh, speaking since we brought up Digimon is on sale right now, and I'm looking hard to see if I can work that and Mr. Drake in this month.
Digimon is the champion. You might as well go ahead and buy it because we're not going to get Drake since they were all stolen in the UK.
Oh yeah, what the heck is up with that?
Wait, what?
You want to cover this one, Matt?
Sure. Mr. Shu himself came on to the PlayStation blog, which he rarely does, except in the odd comment.
Yeah, really, almost never.
He does on the Japanese one, I guess, but not really on the North American one. And said confirmed today that a unspecified but presumably large number of units of Uncharted 4 were stolen in transit, and that they're working with authorities to try to track down the source of the theft. Copies of the stolen merchandise have started popping up in the UK, and they are working as hard as they can to ensure that all regions will meet their launch commitments. But it just, at first everybody thought this was a joke, right? Because,
now I should say,
a thief, and
I should say that this is on the back of 2 stolen shipments of Star Fox from Nintendo in transit in the UK. No, this happened. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't think they're related necessarily, but it's just weird, coincidental.
Wasn't it in the UK that...
Are the lorry drivers all corrupt or something?
Last year there was another game.
There was. What was that?
Stolen. I don't remember which game it was, but it was also in the UK.
Yep.
I'm going to UK. I want stolen games and play them.
The views of Turo, not those of Gamersledge.com or the Gamersledge.
Excuse me. Borrowed. God. If I go to a friend's house and they have the new Uncharted or the new Star Fox, can I borrow it?
Yeah, that's legal.
Oh, okay. What's wrong? I'm just gonna borrow it through the internet.
No. Anyway,
bad Turo.
No, bad Turo.
You can rent it through the internet.
Yes.
Hey, I posted this on Facebook. Don't look at it. I posted it. You can't even borrow.
But yeah, I just, what's up with these shipments getting in? Why is it the UK? And yeah, it's just, and the fact that Shu came out and was the one to be talking about it, it just.
Well, that makes me think that the UK, like Europe, is not going to meet its launch numbers. That's why they were hedging their bet and getting out in front of it. It's really weird situation.
That means like an entire semi truck got stolen.
Exactly.
It's surprising that with games being, pretty much online all the time, some of them, Destiny, Division, that kind of thing, like it requires for you to be online all the time to play. It's surprising that when stuff like this happens, that there's no way to actually go in there and require like a key or something, or just even an internet connection to actually play the game. But if it's stolen, they can just lock it down, saying that even if they try to play it offline or they try to play it while they're connected, there's something that stops them, like some sort of firewall. It's like, it has not become this date yet. You cannot play this. It's just weird that they haven't done that. You can't
change your PSN name, Turo.
Huh?
You can't even change your PSN name. The amount of planning and project management that would go into a upfront system where they cataloged every single serial numbered disc and then tracked it through shipment to retailers showing that they were legally sold, that requires a level of forethought that I do not think is.
Well, we've seen some of what Jero's talking about, though. Like if you buy the online version of Uncharted, that file is locked until the launch date, so you can physically kick it off. Could they do something similar for discs?
Like what they did with the Xbox One, with the day one, we just talked about the day one edition or update. You had to be on the internet to actually even make the system work, because you needed that update for anything to happen. So what if they had something similar, like this game requires a key or a certain date and time to actually open up. Wait, you got it before then? You can't do anything with it until it comes out. Yeah, congrats, you got a stolen game, but you can't do anything until it's actually release date, or they can track it somehow.
But that doesn't do anything to help Sony in this case.
No, no, I'm just talking about games.
Well, see, but if you're going to go about doing that to try and track it, go ahead, Kate. I think you're.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking that this might be indicative of a larger problem in the UK, that they might not be, purposely stealing video games. They might just be stealing containers, and it just happens to have video games in it.
Oh, okay.
I'd be interested to see what their theft of container rate is, because a lot of times when you steal a container, you don't know what's in it. You're just stealing it blind.
Yeah,
so they just happen to have games in it. They're like, oh, what the?
Yeah, and they're like, oh, great. Now what am I going to do with this? Because they were hoping it would be something that they could flip.
What the? Matt fell.
Matt fell off the internet. He does that.
Oh, okay. Okay, everyone gets more props because Matt's gone.
In other news, Jory Prum, a audio engineer for video games, passed away this week at 41. You may not be familiar with his name, but he recorded voiceovers, music, and orchestral scores for more than 100 games, including LucasArts' Knights of the Old Republic, Double Fine's Broken Age, Telltale's The Walking Dead, Day of the Tentacle, Grim Fandango.
Wow.
All these different, just a huge body of work, and our thoughts go out to his family and friends. What else do we have here? Oh! This is one of the big pieces of news, not our biggest, which we'll get to in just a little bit, but a big one. NIS America has cut ties with Atlas.
What?
They will not publish any more Atlas games in Europe as well. NIS America's Takuro Yamashita said that they cut ties with the Persona series publisher Atlas. According to his statement, they terminated their alliance with Atlas in Europe and the US 10 days ago. Atlas became very picky about selecting the European publishing partner after it was bought by Sega, it always cherry-picked its EU publishing partner based on who offered the highest minimum guarantee on a title-by-title basis. And it was very difficult for NIS America to establish an equal partnership with them. So that's really interesting. Basically, it sounds like after Atlas was acquired by Sony, by Sega, excuse me, that suddenly they started becoming really, really finicky about their minimums on publishing deals. Welcome back, Matt.
Hey,
Another thing that Sega has touched and ruined.
Yes, is the long-standing partnership between NIS and Atlas. That also means that we will see fewer NIS games in the West. And
That makes me sad.
In the past, NIS America was the one that published Persona 4 Golden, Etrian Odyssey Untold 2, the Fafnir Knight, and Persona Q. So if they're not publishing those in the United States, now who's going to? I am very...
Many
well,
times.
those are big sellers as far as that kind of stuff goes. So somebody will.
I hope so. Even Fox News is mad about The Division.
Wow. Jeez and Bryce.
Even Ian is griping about The Division finally.
Yeah, So this weekend they had a deal where if you just logged on and went to talk to a vendor, you got 150 Phoenix credits, which is about 3 days worth of grinding. Did I log on?
Nope.
Nope. Street Fighter V breaks records at the EVO 2016 signups with more than 4,000 competitors signed.
Over 4,000.
Over 4,000.
Wow.
It's a Hadouken to the records. Deepest Dungeon has been pushed back to July or August for the PS4. Or Darkest Dungeon, excuse me. Darkest Dungeon.
Doesn't really exist.
That was
Deepest
such like a
Dungeon
great
is
your
the
mom joke.
Yeah.
Deepest Dungeon is the adult-only version.
Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's like I've seen that video a few times.
talk about the things you walk out of the dungeon with. Heyo. Minecraft is coming to Gear VR.
What?
Minecraft is coming to Gear VR. I don't know how that's
Why?
going to work at all. I mean, there's no interface, no anything.
I gotta make this diamond axe or whatever.
It makes no sense.
We gotta
Game
run
I just
that way.
wish would die.
Wow.
So that brings us to our largest topic of discussion and the biggest week of the news. It was announced this week as a just casual, like, out of the blue. Oh yeah, the NX, by the way, the Nintendo NX is going to launch in March of 2017. Oh, and Zelda is being delayed so that it will be a multi-platform launch for the Wii U and the NX. Oh, and by the way, the Wii U will probably be terminated in March of 2017.
Yeah.
So they're delaying it so it can have a multi-platform release on a system that's going to be terminated.
Yes. That
Wait.
is exactly correct.
They're delaying it to the launch title for the
I-
NX, what they're
I
doing.
thought it was gonna come with the system. Like if you buy the NX, Zelda comes with it.
Oh, hell no, they're not going to do that.
I thought that's what I read, and I go, "Oh, look at them, Super Nintendo style."
That's what they made it look like, but that doesn't.
Yeah,
Seem
that,
to be
that
the
does
I
not seem
didn't
to be
read the
case.
fine print.
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't click on the link, and I believed it because it's from the internet. Oh, I'm one of those peoples now.
You can't believe the headlines on the internet. Everything else is good, but not the headline.
That sucks.
So
I was like, yes.
Yeah, the rumors make it sound like, and this is rumors, so take it with a grain of salt, that it will be some form of handheld DS-like monitor system, or like the current Wii U gamepad, only smaller, that you can then plug into your TV and have it displayed full screen. There will not be necessarily... There will be two parts to it, the home version and the screen that you can take that's portable. But Matt, I feel really bad on a personal level, even talking about this story, because at my wedding in September, I sold my Wii U to Matt with 11
Yes.
games for, I think it was a fair amount of money for what it was, but
I think I was like a couple of days behind that deal. I was like, I'll buy. Oh.
but I still feel like I am an owner of a Wii U, even though I sold it to Matt. I would be super pissed about this.
I am. Really, the only reason I bought it off of you was for Zelda.
Yeah, and
Oh.
that's
Oh.
it's like, why would you even want to buy it for the Wii U in any shape or form? The Wii U is going to be the shortest Nintendo console in Nintendo history. Has
Shortest any console of anything.
Wait,
the
what
least
about
number of.
what about the Virtual Boy?
That doesn't count.
Oh,
I believe the Virtual Boy actually has more titles. I want to say there's like
Ouch.
37 for the Virtual Boy, and I am not 100%
the Wii
sure.
U has more of that. It has more than that.
I don't know. Do you count Batman? It's the
Why
definitive
not?
way to play it. So I can see that argument. But
So, like, just as soon as you said something about the NX, the joke that always went through my mind is like, since Nintendo's like so far behind technologically compared to the other consoles, is like, now are they gonna have full 720p?
Oh,
so again,
1080i, baby.
3D. That's going to be the selling feature for the NX. Is 3D.
1080i 3D.
It's revolutionary. It's the next system. NX next.
I guess there's so many questions that I have about this. We don't know what the hardware looks like. They've already said there will be zero discussion of the NX at E3 or their non-E3 press conference. Yeah.
That's the way to do it. That's perfect.
So like casually drop info,
Right.
And then
Right. It makes no sense.
Which is
No
totally
sense.
out of character for them too, because Reggie told us. He told us, wait for Treehouse during E3 and you'll find out more. And now they dropped it early and they're not going to talk about it at Treehouse.
They are going to talk about Zelda.
Zelda, yes,
Extensively.
but not the NX. It's
But
like
I don't think we'll know when they show the footage whether we're seeing it on the Wii U or if we're seeing it on the NX.
Well, I think I can figure that out. If it's on the Wii U, Link's going to be right-handed. And if it's on the NX, it's going to be left-handed.
it is Twilight Princess all over again.
Hey. No, not you.
Listen.
Not
Listen.
you.
Look.
My poor wife is pulling off her headphones. What? What is it? Sorry.
Look.
Sorry, Lexi.
Look.
That's actually hilarious.
It is pretty good.
You're Abby.
Let's
You're
I
Link.
think that is probably, if VR is going to have one thing going for it, it's going to be the side by side where you've got what's going on in the game and then the camera watching the person in reality. Because those are some freaking hilarious videos.
That is exactly what I am trying to figure out how to set up right now. Because I would like to get it all in one. Ideally, I would like to route both video feeds through my broadcaster software so that I can just record the whole thing at once. So we'll see. I'm working on it. But yeah, that's actually one of the tech, because one of my other questions, which I have not figured out because I don't have the VR unit yet, is if I have the sound coming through my headphones, will it still be able to come out the TV?
Or a way to record the audio out.
Well, I have that down. I can record the audio out. But the question is, can it go to two places at once? Which I'm not sure. I may end up having to pick up another video or audio card just to. I don't know.
Well, how do they do it? How do they do the videos that they are doing now?
I don't know. That's
They probably record
well,
two different
they're
courses,
they're
fuse
probably running them through a board that combines both feeds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'll figure that out eventually, but
So I'll be living with you when this happens, right?
maybe. we need to talk afterwards. And
Oh,
yeah,
no.
it's not a bad
Okay.
thing. It's not a bad thing.
Oh, okay. Hooray!
Speaking of Nintendo, today they announced that they are offloading the Seattle Mariners related to the NX release. Conspiracy theory, conspiracy theories go.
What?
So if you
I don't follow baseball, so I don't know how the Mariners are doing. Was it a sink?
If you weren't aware, in 1992, the president at the time, Hiroshi Yamauchi, went out and bought a majority stake in the Seattle Mariners baseball team. They own 55%. Yeah. They own 55% stake in the team, and they are basically selling it now. And the funny part is Yamauchi, the guy that bought it, never went to a single baseball game his entire life. Not even. I
thought baseball was huge in Japan.
It is, but he never went to a single game in his entire life. And even when the Mariners played in Tokyo, where he lived, he did not go and watch them.
So he was just like, oh, no.
Yeah. So, anyways.
So, okay, moving on.
Yeah.
It's a day for weird announcements from Nintendo.
They know that the NX is going to do awful,
and so they're just cutting their losses and running. Oh man,
they're not even going to launch the NX in North America.
Or that's a way of advertising. Remember, we have a lot of stake in the Mariners. If anybody wants it,
or this could be their way to say that they're cutting the Wii U. They're cutting the Wii U from batting rotation. It'll be here all week.
No, it's just a bump.
Womp womp.
Matt, I know you have a couple other news stories. What do you have?
Rock Band 4 has made some announcements. Well, they're confirmations of things we already know. Well, one, they added set lists. So, yay, set lists are back. Tested that out. They work well. And now this week, they also confirmed that by the end of this year, sometime during the holiday season, they will be launching online multiplayer finally for the game on all platforms.
Oh, so you're saying that the game will actually be to the state that it was supposed to be at launch a full year and a half later?
Well, what we thought the game was going to be, not what Harmonix thought the game was going to be, but yes.
Oh, you mean what the game should have been?
Yes.
At launch.
It should have been at launch, yes.
Gotcha.
So this comes back to that question I posted on Facebook that nobody answered, and only 3 people actually looked at. So, but which is worse? Is it the DLC that's locked behind a thing, but it's really just a download code, so it's already in the game, or is it the game that's not finished, like Street Fighter V or Rock Band 4, that gets put out there and then just slowly gets finished over time through DLC? Rock Band 4 right now is completely playable if you have people to play with it, or you're fine playing by yourself locally. So Rock Band 4's moving on up. A couple other things. You have May's Games with Gold and May's free PlayStation Plus games were both announced this week.
Both solid, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't see much wrong with it. Of course, go to the comment section. You can find plenty of people that have plenty to say about all of it. Most of it's negative. On the Xbox side, we've got, for the entire month of May, for the Xbox One, Defense Grid 2. For the first half of May on the Xbox One, or Xbox 360, excuse me, these are out of order, sorry. Grid 2.
I totally thought Turo's roommate was going to sit down in front of his computer.
On the Xbox One for the second half of May into the first half of June, so May 16th to June 15th, Costume Quest 2. I know Costume Quest 1 was a big hit amongst a couple of us here on the panel.
I love Costume Quest 1. I haven't played 2.
And then Dave's not here, but we will honor him with it says Peggle in the list, but I could have swore it was Peggle 2.
No.
Is it the original Peggle?
I think it's the original Peggle.
Yeah, it is. It's the original Peggle. Okay, wow. Peggle 1 on the Xbox 360 for May 16th through the 31st. And as they have held up so far, all of the 360 games are backwards compatible, so you can also get them for your One. On the PlayStation side for this month, we have for the PS4 Tabletop Racing World Tour, which is headed up by one of the co-developers of Wipeout. This is a launch title, so P Plus members are getting it for free on launch date. Tropico 5, which I've actually almost bought several times.
Me too.
So glad to see that made it on the list. My wife is a huge fan of the Sim City type games, and so this one will definitely be going on the PlayStation. PlayStation 4 and Vita cross-buy Switch Galaxy Ultra, which honestly I was going to look up before the show and I forgot. I have no idea what it is. The one we were talking about before, God of War Ghost of Sparta. Hello, PSP title. And then on the PS3, Bionic Commando Rearmed 2. I only ever played Rearmed 1. It was decent for what it was. So I'm not sure. 2, I think, is pretty much exactly the same thing as 1 was, except for Bionic Commando 2. And then Loco Roco, I don't even know, Cocorico Show, something like that, is your other PlayStation 3 game.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Yeah, exactly. So Loco Roco is a solid title. It's a puzzle-ish kind of thing. So it's an older game, again, similar to the Ghost of Sparta, but still a solid title. I know it's one of Dave's favorite series up there with Lumines and such.
Jetpack Joyride.
Jetpack Joyride. I still can't believe he hasn't bought the PS4 version. I'm really kind of astounded by that. Let's see. Did we want to talk about Mr. Sterling?
No, I that's more inside ball.
Okay, that's all right. We'll I just had that one open because I've been reading it. That's actually all I had open that we haven't already covered. Duke launched a single player trailer. So if you are interested in what the single player gameplay is going to look like, because I realized I'm not into the multiplayer content. So
now let's talk about John Romero for a moment, since you brought up
since I breached the Doom space.
Yes. So John Romero this week released another WAD file for the original Doom.
Not Doom 2.
Not Doom 2, not Doom 3, not Doom 4, but the original Doom.
What for? Like,
it's a new multiplayer map for the original Doom. He released it this week. Yes.
Did he just finish it?
Possibly. I basically commented that the 1990s called and they would like their beta Magic the Gathering editions back, as well as my college, homework papers back.
Maybe he's just a huge procrastinator and he's like, done. Here you go. You're welcome.
So weird. So weird.
We don't know.
We did. There was a non-gaming news, since we've been throwing some of that in there. The trailer, the first full trailer for Batman: The Killing Joke, launched this week.
It was okay.
Kevin Conroy resumes his role as Batman, Bruce Wayne, and Mark Hamill as the Joker.
It's a good thing he said he's never going to voice the Joker again.
I know.
I'm just throwing that out there. I'm just throwing that out there because, hey, it's Tuesday. Do you want to voice the Joker? Oh, okay, great. Yay.
No, he said unless it's for the Killing Joke. He did say that.
But he's done it for
other things than the Killing Joke.
No. Well, after Arkham City, he said he wasn't going to do it unless it's for the Killing Joke, and then he did do it.
He said that since Arkham Asylum.
No.
Yeah.
He said it
in Arkham Asylum.
He said I'm not doing the Joker anymore. And then
I thought that's why that was a big deal in Arkham City, and then that's why we're like, oh, that's okay.
Yeah, no.
Very cool that he's not doing it anymore.
But then he did it for Arkham Knight, and he's done it for a few other things. And
he did it for Arkham Knight?
For the Flash. Yeah.
For the flashback? I mean, flashback stuff?
Yeah.
For all the stuff. Yeah.
Wow. What?
And basically his character in the Flash is basically his Joker.
Oh, what's his name?
Not
Cockblocker?
really
The trickster. The
He's
trickster.
Trickster
Cockknocker?
is
Oh,
the-
yeah, Trickster.
Yeah, that's a different thing altogether. I suppose while we're on it, I'll just quickly throw
Snoogans.
out that it's a spoiler, so keep in mind, and I'm not going to say what it is. But if you do want to know what Nathan Fillion's role in the Avengers is, it has been leaked to the internet.
Yeah, and if you don't want to know, don't go to Omega level because they got it right in the friggin'
Yeah.
headline.
Aww.
But he is. We don't know if this is a one-off or if it's a real deal.
Wait, is this what he's gonna play in Guardians 2?
Yes.
Oh,
Which,
I didn't know it was gonna be.
Which we don't know that he's actually going to be in the movie. So just keep that in mind. Anyways, reader mail. We have some.
Yay!
Thanks for writing in. If you would like to write in, you can do so. Gamersledge@gmail.com, or you can catch us on Twitter @Gamersledge, or we're also on the video game Amino application. Let me find my first one here. Here we go. Where was it? There it is. Okay, if Big Boy 1107 wrote in to ask if you could choose any video game to make into a movie, what would you choose?
Could you choose like a TV series instead of a movie? Like make it a TV series instead of a movie?
Oh,
That's not what he asked, but I'll allow it.
Final Fantasy VIII TV series.
most of the games that I'm thinking of are very story driven, and they're kind of like playing a movie. So I can't really pick those.
I'm actually going to go along your same route, Kate, but I would have to say that Final Fantasy XII would make a better one just because of the whole
Or
bounty system.
favorite story.
Yeah, the bounty system in 12 I think would lend itself really well. But yeah.
Vagrant Story, the movie.
Matt?
I got one.
I'm thinking Wild Arms.
Oh, surprise.
I'm
Turo, how
going
about
left
you?
field here. Suikoden. The movie.
Oh, and every episode
All
is
of
a
it.
new backstory for each of the 256
Yes.
characters. I'm down with
Yes.
that. I am down with that.
Oh, that's
that would
what?
be one of the most complicated narratives in the history of mankind. But I am
And-
down with that.
It's the new Doctor Who if they ever did that.
Yeah,
It would be.
That'd be pretty cool.
I win.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Daniel wrote in, if there is one article that you could write or report on, something that actually exists or has existed, what would it be?
What?
So if like the stars aligned and you could write the perfect article or do a video piece on the thing that you have always wanted to do one on in the gaming world, what would that be?
How to bring back Firefly for season 2.
That's not a gaming thing.
How to bring back Firefly for season 2 game style. Episode wise.
Hey, that actually makes sense. Telltale takes it on, and
Boom.
Yeah,
there
yeah.
you go.
Right.
Telltale takes over and actually makes season 2 of Firefly. And it's a secret because
God,
it's
I
just
would-
a couple of button pushes to do this and that, but the clips are 30 minutes long for your reward.
I would totally buy that. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I would buy
Yeah.
that in a heartbeat.
It'd be 15 minutes of like just side to side to side. Here's your reward, 30 minutes. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yes. Yes. I'm sorry. Yes.
Kate?
Yes.
I have no idea. None.
Not even something like you got to interview the team doing Dead or Alive 4? Dead or Alive Extreme 4? Or something like that?
Yeah, I could interview them about future DLC and what I think should happen,
Ooh.
and they'd listen to me.
Wait, this went from an interview thing to a "you will do it" or "I
Well,
will
if it's
kill
the perfect
you."
article, then they would have to listen to you. They'd be like, oh, it's perfect. We have to do it.
Matt.
I'd actually like to go back and talk to the team building Chrono Trigger as they're building it. Just get that kind of period piece on what's going on and what they're
That was the-
thinking, what they're.
Damn.
See, I would like to do a retrospective history of SNK. They're by far, to me, one of the most interesting hardware and software manufacturers in the history of console gaming, and they always bucked the curve and arcade by being the most expensive across the board and considered the best quality. I would love to just kind of document in their own words the evolution of the company and how it eventually led them to bankruptcy, and now that's a piece of news that we missed. The King of Fighters roster has been revealed in completeness. It is dropping in March, I believe.
Next year?
I believe it's March of next year. Is it that long? Maybe not. I need to double check that. Can somebody Matt?
You keep going.
But it's got some interesting things. It's got the 3-on-3 battles, but it also has apparently now you can chain combo their supers together, up to 3 of them for an ultra combo. I'm totally intrigued by this.
North American August 23rd, Japan August 25th.
August 23rd, yes. So that is coming out, and they are no longer SNK Playmore. They are just SNK. So that's where I was going with this stream of thought, is they have finally managed to reclaim their themselves. So that's kind of interesting for me. I think SNK is fascinating.
Cool.
Great question. I am looking for the others that I had here. Wolfman87 asks, if you could bring any game to life in live action.
Isn't that the same thing as the movie question?
No, there's a little bit different tack on it. What would it be, and who would play the main character?
Any game, live action movie, main character.
Live action TV or movie, and who would play the main character? And his example was Link, played by Russell Crowe, which.
Oh no! Did you see? Oh no!
Matt, I will be right back. You discuss for a second.
Okay. I actually saw
this SNL episode.
No.
Oh.
So
it went from Peter Dinklage, awesome SNL, to.
I haven't watched SNL since Chris Farley was on, so that's the idea. Kate, do you have any ideas on this?
None.
I can't think of her name. The only one that's coming to my mind right now is did you guys watch Fringe at all?
Yeah. It's freaking awesome.
The lady that played Olivia as Samus Aran.
Oh yeah.
My goodness.
I'm hitting IMDb right now because I can't believe I cannot think of her name, because I normally have it right on the tip of my tongue, but
I can't think of it either. That show is perfect.
That I heart that show strongly, but
I have a cool
Anna
t-shirt.
Torv. So yeah, they could even throw Joshua Jackson in there in a support role, and I wouldn't come.
Actually, I always thought there used to be this show called Cold Case. Does anyone remember that show?
Yeah,
The lead woman would have made an awesome Tulip from Creature, but that's not a video game. It just made me think of it.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Come on, Churro, you gotta have one.
Yeah, no, I got one. Just let me think of the actor. That one's too obvious. I'm gonna say
it doesn't have to be obtuse.
No, I want it redonkulous. This is redonkulous. All right.
Link redonkulous.
No, not that. No, this is redonkulous. Like, do what?
Russell Crowe is Ganondorf, maybe.
So the movie, the game that I do want is Earthworm Jim, and the actor. Hold on, I'm like jumping between a couple.
So
The
are you
actor
actually
to-
thinking live action, or are you thinking this is animated and voiced?
Live action. No, this is live action. CGI worm, of course, talking and just blowing stuff up, fighting Psychro everywhere.
Oh, I got a good one.
Oh, to be Earthworm Jim?
Yeah.
Do you have an actor yet for Earthworm?
Yeah. Well, no, tell me. Who would play
Mortal
Earthworm Jim?
Kombat or movie?
Oh.
Ryan Reynolds is Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
See, I was thinking Ghost in the Shell, Scarlett Johansson.
That'll never happen. She's not Asian, bro.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, that's so stupid.
No, I don't know. It's. I would have to say, man, that's a really hard one for me. I feel like Matt. There's so many different things.
Did you hear what I went with?
No.
Or were you up?
No, what did you go with?
I said Anna Torv, who played Olivia in Fringe as Samus Aran.
That one's my favorite. Wait, this one? No, this one.
You were right the first time.
Oh.
I think I'm right above you.
Yeah, you're above me.
See, I'm gonna get super flack for this, but I would like to see Chrono Trigger with Conan O'Brien as the main character.
That's Chrono.
As Chrono.
Why?
Because it would be so flippin' weird that you wouldn't be able to take your eyes off it.
Fine. I was thinking of somebody else, but yeah, I'm gonna say Earthworm Jim with Conan O'Brien as Jim. There.
That one actually makes sense, though.
Yeah.
No, I like mine.
I want
that one.
So where do you want to go? What are we gonna do?
All right. So, Umbra Imbasa wrote in to ask if you had one video game object you could bring to life and use in everyday life, what would it be?
The bottomless pouch.
Oh my gosh. I'm going through like all the Zelda games right now.
A money cheat exploit.
I don't think there's no more answers. Kate wins this round. That's good.
An actual item?
No, we're good.
Or an exploit.
There's nothing further to be said on that one, I don't think.
We're done.
Let's see, 22, Link 22. Nope, actually I asked that one. Yeah. Nope, I think that's it for... Because I asked that one last week. And yeah, so that's it. Thanks for writing in. Again, if you want to participate, you can write in to gamersledge@gmail.com or @gamersledge on Twitter, or you can post on our Facebook page, facebook.com/gamersledge as well. That brings us then to final thoughts. Let's start with Kate.
Let's party like it's 1999.
You're going to install your Doom WAD file?
That's 91.
Yeah. Turo, how about you?
I tribute to Prince, and you just ruined
Yeah,
it.
Prince.
I got it. I'm sorry. Turo, how about you?
The Gears of War 4 beta is now open, so if you have an Xbone, go for it. It's awesome. Oh, and don't forget to watch Civil War Thursday, or borrow it from the internet, since every country is going to get it before us.
Not this Thursday.
Not this Thursday, not tomorrow, next Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah.
This Thursday for the whole world, next Thursday for us, which doesn't make sense.
Now you know how it feels.
I don't know why.
Matt, how about you? Final thoughts?
May the 4th is coming up soon, and there are a
Yay.
lot of Lego things that's going to be coming out or be on sale during that period. So I will be avoiding Lego.com at all costs because I can't afford any of it.
Aw.
But if you can, hit it up. They're doing an awesome compilation of the Hoth. So like all the little Hoth sets that have ever come out are coming out into one giant set.
No way. That's really cool.
Lots of activity on the site. If you've not checked it out within the last week, vrledge.com is up and running. The pen and paper role-playing game section of the site is back. And we also put up the definitive Division review, and it received rather scathing comments. We did it EGM review crew. I can't talk. EGM review crew style. So there were actually 2 of us that wrote. I actually asked John for a paragraph and a half as a second opinion. He ended up writing, I think, almost 2 pages.
Review.
Yeah, a whole second review. So yeah, it's a good read. Definitely recommend it. About 2,500 words, so that's pretty good.
It was supposed to be the positive and the negative originally, but you both we
kind of met in the middle. Actually, it was kind of interesting. But yeah, that's on the site now, and then we've got some more things going up here shortly. Also, my final thought beyond site stuff, gamersledge.com if you want to check that out. Of course, we would love your feedback. If you like the podcast, make sure you like and subscribe. Leave comments in the box below. I will say that Star Trek Online and Guild Wars 2 have never looked as good as they do on this freaking VR machine. They're pretty. Running at 60 frames a second solid at maximum res, so I'm pretty plussed by it. We'll end the show as we do every single week with a little levity. What do you call a nun in a wheelchair?
Holy roller.
Hold on. Did she win?
No.
Oh, nun in a wheelchair.
Virgin Mobile.
Ah!
I actually like that one.
Until next week, game on.
Game on.
Game on.